My name is Lisa Morgan, and I'm the Assistant Deputy Programs Manager at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Great Lakes and Iowa River Division, Huntington District. We are gathered here today for a momentous occasion, the signing of the Project Partnership Agreement for the Milton Flood Protection Project. This agreement represents a significant step forward in safeguarding our community from the devastating impacts of flooding. We are honored to have with us today distinguished guests, community leaders, and residents joining us as we celebrate a commitment to building resilience and protecting Milton's future. We have with us today West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey, U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito, U.S. Congresswoman Carol D. Miller, City of Milton Mayor Shane Evans, Honorable Adam Tell, Office of the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Civil Works, U.S. Senator Jim Justice's staffer Paul Hardesty, Major General Jason E. Kelly, Deputy Commanding General for Civil and Emergency Operations, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Huntington District Commander, Colonel Philip J. Valenti. State of West Virginia Senators Eric Tarr and Amy Grady. West Virginia State Delegates Daniel Linville and Delegate Evan Hall. West Virginia State Resiliency Office Director Robert Bob Martin. And we have with us today the City of Milton Town Council. Council members are Scott Bias, Scott Foster, Chase Bryant, Carl Harsbarker, and Phyllis Smith. And thank you to those in the audience as well as those joining us virtually today. Now we invite the Commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Huntington District, Colonel Philip Valenti.
Good morning, Governor Morrisey, Senator Capito, Congresswoman Miller, Mayor Evans, the Honorable Mr. Tell, Mr. Hardesty, representing Senator Justice, Major General Kelly, and really all of our distinguished guests, visitors, especially our state, local, and federal partners who are here and who were unable to make it today for really joining us on this special occasion. So as Lisa said, I'm Colonel Phil Valenti, Commander of the Huntington District for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. It's really my honor to be here this morning joining you for this partnering signing. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers mission is to deliver vital public and military engineering services, partnering in peace and war to strengthen our nation's security, energize the economy, and reduce risks from disasters. Nowhere is this more important and visible than right here in our own communities. Today's partnering agreement signing marks an important milestone in a project that's been in the works for quite some time, as many of you all know. The City of Milton has persevered through many high water events throughout the years, some causing devastating damage to this community. As a result, the city, state, the Corps, and our federal partners devised a plan to construct a levee and a flood wall that will ensure lasting protection to this community, its residents, and its businesses. Today's signing of the Second Amendment to our Project Partnership Agreement further solidifies the Army Corps of Engineers, our federal partners, the state of West Virginia, and the City of Milton's steadfast commitment to construct a flood risk management project to reduce flood risk to the residents and central business district of Milton. The general project scope will construct an approximately 8,300-foot levee and flood wall, which will be built to a 250-year level of protection, 2 pump stations for interior drainage, 1 gate closure, and a relocation of approximately 1,000 feet up the Mud River. And that's going to reduce the flood risk, protecting the community, that several of my team, several of our USACE team live here and call home. It's been a true privilege to be here today, celebrating you, our accomplishments, both complete, ongoing, and the work that we still have to get done. Thank you for allowing me to be part of today's ceremony.
Thank you, Colonel Valenti. Mayor Shane, will you please join us now? Excuse me, Mayor Shane Evans.
Before I read my speech, I kind of need somebody up here with me because he helped me through the whole process, developing it. If you don't care, would you come? Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today for what's truly a historic and long-awaited moment in the life of our city. For decades, the people of Milton have lived with constant worry that comes with being vulnerable to flooding. We've seen the damage the high water can do, not just to our homes and businesses, but to our sense of safety and security. Today, we stand together at the beginning of a new chapter, one where that no fear no longer overshadows our future. I'm incredibly proud to announce that the flood wall project for the city of Milton is finally moving forward. This is just not an outline on a blueprint. It's protection for our families, our neighborhoods, our businesses, and our future. It's the result of years of advocacy, partnership, and persistence. We could not have reached this point without dedicated efforts of so many people. First and foremost, we want to express our deep gratitude to U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Their expertise, commitment, and partnership has been essential in bringing this project together for life. They have worked diligently to ensure this flood wall will do what it is meant to do, protect our city and people. I want to also thank everyone up there who recognized the urgency of the project and made a priority from day one. Their support and leadership have played a critical role in securing the resources and coordination needed to move forward. The flood wall project is about more than infrastructure. It's about resilience. It's about investing in our future. It's about sending a clear message to Milton. It's not just standing strong, we're building stronger than ever before. This is a proud day of our city. Let's carry momentum forward together. Thank you and God bless the city of Milton. I'd like the delegate to have a speech.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. I think the first thing I'd like to say to everybody today is that this has been a process that has went on for 30 plus years, and there's so many people to thank, and we'll do a whole lot more thanking once shovels hit and start moving dirt. But first and foremost, I want to thank Senator Shelley Moore-Capito. Senator, you've breathed new life into this project time and time again in your leadership roles within the U.S. Senate at EPW, and now as chair and formerly as ranking member. I want to thank you, but I'm going to go back a little bit further. I'm going to bet that you voted in favor of this project when you were a member of the West Virginia House of Delegates. And as a matter of fact, Congresswoman Miller did the same. Congressman Moore did the same. Attorney General Morrisey, when he was Attorney General, forgive me, Governor Patrick Morrisey, when he was Attorney General, he had to review the contracts for this to even allow this project to move forward once we had the money. So Attorney General at the time, Morrisey, knew exactly what was going on, and he knew where Milton, West Virginia was, and supported us. And now as governor, sir, I want to thank you very much for your support of this project and for your what you will sign here in just a moment. I want to thank Senator Jim Justice. When he was governor, brought us a lot of goodness and the dollars that the state had on this. And then the last thing I want to say is this project has been unanimously supported at least 4 different times by the entire West Virginia legislature. So I've got one of my colleagues here, Delegate Morrell. He's voted in favor of this 4 separate times. I want to thank him for that, and I want to thank everybody from Weirden to Welch and everywhere in between who voted for this project. A lot of times, our governor and our legislature have taken heat for we're not doing enough for flood risk mitigation. And this is a nearly $500 million project in Milton, West Virginia. And folks have now seen just how difficult it is to move these sorts of projects forward. And so I just want to thank everyone here, to the folks, to the Assistant Secretary. Your boss is a builder. Let's build a wall. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Evans, Delegate Limble. Now please join me in welcoming Congresswoman Carol Miller.
Thank you so much. I was sitting there looking at all these old friends, and I don't want to say friends that are old, but so many memories that I have. Even Kim coming in this school, and I think I taught etiquette. Lori Rice's, I don't even think she was married at that point. Yeah. Just so many memories. I belong to Milton Rotary forever and ever, and don't get to do the things I used to do because I'm in Washington taking care of you, but what a great day this is. I'm so happy to be here. We are just renewing a partnership right now between the federal and state government and doing what needs to be done. Thank you, Army Corps of Engineers. Thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication, the planning for this project and the regrouping and all the things that you've had to go through, and I know Daniel's lived through so much of that. The Corps does top-notch work. I've been to so many projects and will continue to look, but they are committed to various redesigns and extensive studies and then regrouping. I didn't really realize it until I started meeting with them through the years about how complicated these things can be. And none of us like flooding, and we've all had flooding, and it's just terrible. The future flood wall will greatly reduce this risk from 1 in 27 years to 1 in 250 years. And that's a great thing. I'm short and to the point. God bless you all. It's my honor to be here.
Thank you, Congresswoman Miller. Please join me in welcoming U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the Corps in Huntington, for all the projects, past, present, and future. Colonel, I'm talking to you, and you will be seeing us more often. I want to welcome General Kelly to West Virginia. He is at the Pentagon and oversees all the projects, civil works projects. Am I correct there, General? And I think he knows and has learned at this project and how absolutely important it is to every individual in this room and individuals throughout the community. And I'm very happy that, Governor, thank you for being here, for signing, for your not just work as Attorney General, but work as Governor to make sure this project gets completed. There's been frustration in the community. I've been frustrated, as Daniel said, the off and on nature of this project has been frustrating for all of us, but we want to get it right. This is about getting it right. And the statistics that Carol stated in terms of frequency of a reflood, we want to get those as few and far between as we possibly can. Mayor Evans, thank you for your kind words, and I want to welcome my special friend, Assistant Secretary Adam Tell. Now, Adam is the civilian lead of the Corps of Engineers. That's an appointed position by President Trump. He has the biggest distinction of working with me and for me on the Appropriations Committee as my lead staffer on my Homeland Security Subcommittee several years ago. But Adam is going to be great. He was one of the last ones that we confirmed. I was just telling him we had to wait so late Saturday night a week ago to confirm Adam, and this is his very first visit as an assistant, as the Assistant Secretary. So Adam, thank you for coming to wild and wonderful West Virginia. It's great to have him here. On the Mud River, I think about it, Mud River, what a great name for that river, Mud River, because every time it floods, it brings all of its mud and other things into the communities of Milton and the surrounding areas. We remember the flood of 2023, I guess some of it got into this building.
kids were stranded at school, dozens of homes were damaged. We saw that how quickly some of these floods can come up so quickly. We saw that certainly in Wheeling and in Fairmont most recently. But and then just last February, roads were impassable, numerous driveways, even the baseball field at Pumpkin Park. And I want to tell you, Adam, they have the biggest pumpkin festival here, and you need to make sure you bring those little kids to enjoy it when you come back for some fun. So Daniel mentioned that I'm chair of the Environment and Public Works Committee, which oversees the Corps of Engineers. So I've been very integrally involved with this project. Every 2 years, we pass something called the Water Resource Development Act, better known in jargon in Washington, it's called WRDA. But this is where we assign the projects that have a high priority. And this one has had a high priority for me for years, but we've actually, over the years, been able to have some success with not just funding it, but also getting into it a special provision that instead of the state having a 65-35 share on this particular project, I was able to get it so that the state share is 10% and the federal share will be 90%. So that's a big bonus to the community. It's a big bonus to this project. Obviously, it helps Governor to get this across the line. So signing this project really means a lot to getting it to its finality. My experience in working with the Corps of Engineers has, over the years, has been one of great admiration for their engineering skills. But what I really like about the Corps, and we get to have them just because they're in the Huntington District, and I know Carol sees this a lot, is the one-on-one, the community care that the Corps takes. The Corps covers, this Corps covers how many members of Congress do you have? Do you know? It's like 32 or something like that. Yeah, because it's coming down in Ohio, and the district is huge. We have huge issues. So getting the light to shine on West Virginia can sometimes be a little bit difficult, but we have the greatest needs as anybody, and they're community felt, and the Corps takes the time to hear those communities and hear those community voices, and I think that's exceedingly important. So I'm really pleased that I was able to not just get funding, but also get the funding share changed in EPW, and we stand ready to help you any way they can. And again, I want to thank the members of the Corps that are here, Governor Justice, or Senator Justice, it's hard to make all these transitions, but Senator Justice has obviously played a part here and is very important as well to making sure we get this done, along with certainly Carol Miller's been at this since she was in the legislature, so she probably knows the intricacies better than anybody. But thank you all very much. It's great to be here in Milton. Thank you.
Thanks to Senator Capito, and please join me in welcoming Governor Patrick Morrisey.
Well, thank you very much, Lisa, and thanks to all the dignitaries that came out today. I know from my tenure as Attorney General, this has been going on for a very, very long time. And I want to start out, I want to shout out some of the staff that were working on the contracts. It seemed like it went on for years. So I'm grateful for, quite frankly, all the people on the team that put this together. I'm going to talk about some of the members of the team in terms of the things they did in just a moment. But there's so many dignitaries here. I want to make sure I'm not going to forget anyone, but we'll talk about some now and some a little bit later. Thanks for Adam Tell for coming out here today. Very grateful, and for General Kelly. It's just terrific that you're showing the administration's commitment to West Virginia. That makes a really big difference. Thanks to the mayor, thanks to all the local state senators and delegates. Daniel Linville used to just wear me out on this stuff all the time for years. So that's probably not a surprise to anyone who knows Daniel. But it is a great privilege to be here in Milton. And Senator Capito, by the way, is right. You have to come back during the Pumpkin Festival. But I would add one more thing. The pumpkin ice cream is off the charts, and you have to have that. It's pretty incredible. Today, we mark a major milestone in a long-awaited project. And I think we all know this is going to help protect the city and this region from flooding and the threats of flooding. And thanks to our state and federal partners, today marks a turning point in the efforts to ensure that this area has the infrastructure it needs to move forward safely. Today's signing of the project partnership agreement for the Lower Mud River, that actually solidifies a strong partnership between the City of Milton, the State of West Virginia, and the Army Corps of Engineers. And that agreement is going to help us reduce the risk of flooding for families, for homes, and businesses that make up the heart of Milton, which is such an amazing place. As many of you know, unfortunately all too well, Milton has been hit hard by floods, and you don't have to go back that far, back to 1997, and the records of flooding going back a century when I was going through the history books. One of the most devastating came in 97 when the Lower Mud overflowed and a lot of damage was done. Over $23 million back then, a lot of resources, and impacted the community in fundamental ways. Those who lived through that flood, many of them lost everything. But perhaps worst of all, the peace of mind of knowing that you couldn't predict what was happening, and that there was such a need for basic maintenance to be put in place. This project, I think, is going to be very helpful. It's made possible through strong bipartisan cooperation, and obviously includes an 8,300-foot levee, a flood wall, 2 new pump stations, a gate closure, and the relocation of nearly 1,000 feet of the Mud River. Quite a monumental task, and that's why the cost of this overall is well over $400 million. That's a substantial commitment, and thanks to Senator Capito and the whole federal delegation, when she said that 90-10 match means a lot, she's not kidding. Because when you're trying to cobble and put budgets together, it helps so much when you have a team looking out for you. So I really am grateful for the federal delegation for all of their good work. I think when the final design and environmental assessments with them to complete, this project is now going to pave the way for so much good work for the real estate activities that will occur in the region, and ultimately for construction to begin in 2028. It is coming soon. Now in West Virginia, we all know far too well the destruction that can be wrought by flooding. Earlier this year, southern West Virginia experienced some very heavy flooding from a February storm that resulted in 3 deaths. We requested a federal disaster declaration, and thanks to a lot of hard work with our office and the federal delegation, we were able to receive individual and public assistance for the counties that were hardest hit: Logan, McDowell, Mingo, Mercer, Raleigh, Wayne, and Wyoming counties. Now, as many of you know, the recovery process, it doesn't happen overnight. And we have to put a lot of work in to make sure that we're rebuilding these communities. And I can tell you that the state agencies are on the point trying to make that happen. I want to thank all the hard workers of the DOH, all the people at DNR, the Swift Boat Rescue folks, who do such amazing work. It's a team. And that's why, I may be signing a document today, but it's the team underneath that's doing unbelievable things, and I'm deeply grateful. That was tens of thousands of manpower hours, the work put in by the Guard and others. It makes a big difference, and so I really am grateful. And I can mention to you that since January of this year alone, the state and federal government's on pace to spend over $100 million combined when you look at the state share and federal share. And that wouldn't happen without the great partnerships that we have in place. Because they know that floods that come in, they're not partisan activities. We have to all work together and make sure that very positive things are happening. We know that there's a lot of tough recovery going on in Ohio and in Marion counties as well. Ohio County just experienced 9 deaths from the Father's Day floods. I've been up there 6 times, and we're trying to do our best to help that community recover. So the work keeps going, but we have to continue until everything is done, and we're not going to abandon our post. We want to be there for West Virginia, continue to be there for you into the future. And now with projects like the one we're going to announce today, I can tell you that our administration, we have been focused on prevention. This is a big project, but there are others that we just did recently as well. Thanks to the senator and senators, we were able to do those flood studies from just a couple of weeks ago. That was, once again, federal match. We came in and we put $3 million in, and that was work from my predecessor, now Senator Justice, and we finalized that. We worked with the federal delegation. These are good things. We all understand the importance of resilience and prevention. And that's why I wanted to mention some of the resources that are going out there, because if you don't look at the details, you may not know all the amazing things that are going on. So we do know that nature can't be tamed, but there are things we can do to make a real difference in the lives of our community. So this is what responsible government looks like. When you recognize that you have a team, you have the local officials combined with the state, and once again, the federal officials that carried so much water and did so much good here. And once again, I want to mention a few. We have Senator Shelley Moore Capito, Senator Jim Justice from his time as governor, Senator Joe Manchin played an important role as well, Congresswoman Carol Miller, and then obviously folks in the governor's office, the resiliency team that did good work, AG's office, and of course, who could forget the Army Corps? Without you, none of this would happen. So thank you to everyone for making this happen. We know that when a disaster strikes, it's too late to engage in prevention. So that's why this project is so encouraging. We have to be ready, and I'm proud to be part of the team here in Milton, looking to make that happen. Thank you very much. God bless, and let's take in this great day. It's a landmark accomplishment for Milton and for Cabell County. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Morrisey. We will now proceed to the official signing of the project partnership agreement. This agreement formalizes our partnership in delivering the Milton Flood Risk Reduction Project and marks a significant step towards safeguarding our communities. Signatories. The document is in front of you and ready for your signature. If you would sign, and please pass the document to your left, and I'll make sure everyone gets an original copy.
This is why they invented the blue pens. It's a joke. Clearly that joke didn't land. It did.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, With the signing of this agreement, we embark on a new chapter in Milton's history, a chapter defined by resilience, protection, and a brighter future. Thank you all for joining us today. We look forward to celebrating the completion of this project in the future.